The orbiting space station hung silently above the planet, a gleaming hub of human achievement surrounded by the endless black of space. From its observation deck, Dr. Lena Torres watched the massive alien ship drift in orbit, a structure unlike anything humanity had ever seen. Its surface was dark, reflective, and scarred with patterns that seemed almost alive, twisting subtly, as if reacting to the very presence of the station. For weeks, scientists had observed it, but no one could explain its origin. No signals had been received, no movements noted. It simply floated, enigmatic and imposing, waiting. Lena's team had been chosen for one reason: courage. Not the reckless kind, but the kind that allowed humans to step into the unknown. The mission was simple to explain, yet terrifying. In execution, they would board the alien vessel, explore its interior, and gather data. The risks were immense. The structure might be unstable, the technology inside might be hostile, and yet, no one hesitated. Humans, Lena reminded herself, were not built to retreat when faced with the unknown. The preparations had taken weeks. Every diver had been trained extensively in both technology and survival. Custom suits had been designed to withstand unpredictable environmental conditions, equipped with internal shields, oxygen regulators, and advanced sensors that could detect pressure shifts, temperature changes, and unknown radiation. Each diver carried a personal device that would feed real-time data to the station, and a single camera was chosen to document the mission. This camera, compact but resilient, was meant to record everything, for science, for humanity, and for history. Lena's team assembled in the docking bay, their suits gleaming under the station's soft lights. Captain Riaz Malik, a former pilot with nerves of steel, inspected the equipment personally. Beside him, engineer Hana Cho adjusted the final calibrations on her suit, her fingers moving over holographic displays with precise movements. Dr. Elias Quinn checked the medical kits and environmental sensors, while the youngest member, Theo Patel, a technician specializing in alien materials, stared at the docking hatch in awe. "Are we really doing this?" Theo asked, voice tinged with excitement and fear. Riaz gave a firm nod. "We always are. Humanity doesn't step back when the universe challenges us." The words resonated in the room. Every member of the team felt the weight of the moment. For years, humanity had explored planets, moons, and the far reaches of their solar system. They had learned to adapt, to survive, to conquer the unknown. And yet, the alien ship presented a challenge unlike any before. It was not a place humans could dominate. It demanded respect, understanding, and ingenuity. When the final checks were complete, the hatch to the alien ship opened with a hiss, revealing a dark void beyond. A faint, almost imperceptible hum emanated from the structure. It was alive in a way that made the hair on Lena's arms rise. One by one, the divers entered, the light from their suits cutting through the blackness. The moment they stepped inside, the outer world fell away. There was no gravity, no sound from the station outside. Only the cold, silent expanse of the ship's interior. The corridors stretched endlessly, walls lined with strange symbols, and surfaces that seemed to ripple with movement when not directly observed. Theo leaned close to one wall, placing his hand on the cold surface. "It's like it's breathing," he whispered. Hana frowned. "Or it's observing us." They moved cautiously, every step measured, aware that any mistake could be fatal. Their suits' lights reflected off metallic surfaces that were unlike any human alloy. Some panels shifted when touched, opening compartments that revealed intricate machinery, delicate circuits, and materials that Theo could not even identify. Suddenly, a low vibration passed through the floor. The divers froze. Lena checked her sensors. Nothing registering from the station. "It's internal." The hum grew louder, more insistent, as if the ship itself were stirring in response to their presence. Riaz signaled to proceed slowly, and the team continued, every eye scanning for movement, every mind analyzing the alien architecture. Despite the unease, there was an undeniable thrill in being the first humans to walk inside a vessel built by an unknown civilization. This was the essence of humanity, the drive to discover, to learn, to overcome fear with curiosity. As they moved deeper, the corridors began to change. The walls twisted into impossible shapes, creating passageways that seemed longer than physics should allow. Lights embedded in the walls flickered in response to the divers' movements, guiding them forward or perhaps testing them. Hannah adjusted her helmet's sensors, trying to understand the alien technology. "It's adaptive," she said. "It reacts to us. I'm not sure if it wants to communicate or challenge us." The team paused at a junction where 3 corridors diverged in angles that defied logic. "We go straight," Riaz decided, pointing toward a narrow passage that led downward. "We stay together, no splitting up." We know. The descent brought them to a vast chamber. The ceiling arched high above, fading into shadows, while the floor was dotted with structures resembling crystalline growths. The entire room pulsed with a faint blue light, casting eerie reflections across the divers' helmets. Theo approached one of the crystalline structures, scanning it with his portable analyzer. The readings were beyond anything he had studied, energy levels fluctuating wildly, patterns that resembled neural activity, as if the crystal itself thought. "This is incredible," Theo muttered. "It's alive," Riaz nodded, though his focus was on the room's exit. "Keep your eyes open. Alive or not, we're still guests here. And guests can get hurt." Suddenly, the floor beneath them trembled. Hannah shouted, and the crystals emitted a bright flash of light. For a moment, the divers were blinded, their suits' lights struggling against the intensity. When the glow faded, one of the walls had shifted, revealing a narrow passage leading further into the unknown. Lena's heart raced. "It wants us to go there," she said, though she wasn't certain. There was no choice, the mission demanded it. And humanity's instinct to explore was stronger than fear. As they entered the new passage, the camera attached to Lena's suit began recording, capturing every movement, every expression, every glance between the divers. It documented their courage, their awe, and the small moments of humor that kept them grounded. Theo tripped over a low ridge, and Hannah laughed, helping him up. Even in the presence of something so alien, humanity's spirit persisted. Hours passed, though time felt distorted inside the ship. Corridors twisted. Rooms appeared and disappeared. And the divers relied more on their instincts than any map or sensor. They encountered strange machines that emitted bursts of energy when approached, but clever thinking allowed them to disable or bypass these devices. Human ingenuity proved again and again that even in a universe filled with unknowns, the mind of a human could adapt and overcome. At one point, they discovered a chamber filled with floating orbs, each emitting a soft glow. Lena reached out to touch one, and a holographic projection unfolded in midair. A map, or perhaps a record, of the ship's past. Shapes moved within the projection, suggesting alien beings, long extinct or elsewhere in the cosmos. It was a glimpse into history, a testament to civilizations far older than humanity. Yet humanity's determination to understand was unwavering. "The knowledge here," Theo whispered, awestruck. "It's endless." Riaz placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "And we're the ones to witness it. That's why humans endure, Theo. We survive. We learn, and we carry forward what others cannot." As night, or something like night inside, the ship fell around them, the divers paused to rest. Their suits' energy cores hummed softly, providing life support and illumination. In that quiet moment, each member felt a profound connection to something larger than themselves. The alien ship was a mystery, a challenge, and a gift. Humanity had entered the unknown, not for conquest, but for understanding. Lena looked at the camera, thinking of the station, and the people who would one day see this footage. "They'll know," she said softly. "They'll know what we saw, what we faced. And they'll know that humans didn't falter, even when the universe itself was uncertain." The hum of the ship grew louder, deeper, resonating through the very floors and walls. A chill ran through the divers, but they pressed on, aware that every step forward was a step into history. The alien ship might have been built by unknown hands, but humanity was proving that courage, intelligence, and teamwork were forces no structure could ignore. As they moved toward the next chamber, Lena felt a surge of anticipation. Something awaited them, something monumental. The mission was far from over, but humanity's spirit had already left its mark. And as the camera recorded every detail, every heartbeat, it captured not just the explorers, but the essence of what it meant to be human. No one spoke of fear anymore. There was only the path forward, the endless corridors, and the thrill of discovery. Humanity had entered the alien ship, and nothing, not even the unknown, could make them turn back. The deeper the team went into the alien ship, the stranger the corridors became. Walls twisted and stretched in ways that seemed impossible, and shadows moved as if they had their own awareness. The divers had learned to rely on instinct more than technology. But even instinct felt unreliable here. Their sensors picked up fluctuating energy readings, fluctuating faster than anything they had ever encountered. Every step felt like walking through a living labyrinth, one that was aware of their presence and subtly guiding or testing them. "This place," Theo whispered, his voice echoing strangely in the quiet of the passage. "It's like it's alive. I can feel it responding to us." Hannah scanned the walls with her portable analyzer. "Or watching. Every movement we make, it's observing. We have to be careful." Captain Riaz led the group forward, his gaze sharp and unwavering. "Careful doesn't mean hesitant. We're here to explore, to learn." That hasn't changed. As they turned a corner, the floor beneath them shivered. The vibration was soft at first, almost imperceptible, then stronger, like the heartbeat of the ship itself. The divers froze, lights cutting through the shadows. A panel in the wall slid open silently, revealing a strange array of pulsing orbs, each glowing a faint green. When Theo approached to scan them, the lights flickered and the orbs shifted toward him, following his movement. "Stand back," Hannah warned, stepping in front of him. "We don't know what it can do." Theo hesitated, torn between fear and fascination. "It's not attacking. At least not yet. I think it's curious?" Riaz nodded slowly. "Humans aren't the only curious ones here, it seems." The orbs stopped moving when the team remained still, then the floor beneath them vibrated again. Suddenly, a section of the wall slid aside, revealing a narrow tunnel descending even further into darkness. It was tempting and terrifying at the same time. Lena felt the pull of human curiosity stronger than fear. "We move forward," she said, her voice steady. "We stay together. And we document everything." As they entered the tunnel, the temperature seemed to drop, and the air grew heavier. Their suits adjusted automatically, maintaining life support, but the sense of unease remained. Shadows stretched and bent in impossible angles, and strange whispers more like vibrations than sound passed through their helmets. Every diver felt it, a reminder that the ship was testing them, perhaps studying their reactions. Hours passed as they navigated winding corridors and chambers filled with alien machinery. Some devices seemed harmless, but were far from ordinary. Panels opened as they approached, revealing intricate circuits and glowing symbols. When Hannah attempted to interface with one of the machines, it reacted unexpectedly, releasing a sudden pulse of energy that pushed her back. She recovered quickly, impressed by the technology and more determined than ever to understand it. "This is unlike anything we've ever seen," she murmured. "The complexity is staggering. It's almost artistic, in a way." Elias checked their life support systems, monitoring oxygen levels and suit integrity. "We're fine for now. But whatever controls this place can be unpredictable. We need to keep moving and stay alert." Theo wandered closer to one of the glowing panels, studying it with fascination. "It's almost like a puzzle," he said. "I can't read it, but I think it's showing something. Instructions, Maybe a path? Riaz approached, peering over Theo's shoulder. Interpret carefully. The ship isn't a classroom. Misreading a puzzle here could cost us dearly. They followed the path suggested by the alien puzzle, moving deeper into the ship's heart. The corridors became taller, wider, and more alien in design. Gravity shifted slightly in some areas, forcing them to adjust their footing constantly. Lena felt a thrill mixed with anxiety. Every step was a victory of human ingenuity and adaptability. As they entered a massive chamber, the floor seemed to stretch endlessly beneath them. Floating structures, metallic yet organic, rotated slowly in midair. Energy beams crisscrossed the space, forming a delicate lattice that seemed impossible to navigate. The divers paused at the entrance, studying the patterns. "This is a test," Riaz said. "We move carefully, and we move together." Theo's eyes sparkled with excitement. "I think I can map a path through the beams. It's like a giant three-dimensional maze," Hana nodded. "Good. But remember, curiosity is great. Recklessness isn't. We have to respect this place." Step by careful step, they navigated the floating lattice. Every movement was calculated, and every decision depended on collaboration. When Theo misjudged a jump, Lena caught him just in time, holding him steady as they both recalibrated. It was moments like this that highlighted the essence of humanity, the ability to work together, to adapt, and to protect each other even under immense pressure. As they reached the center of the chamber, a massive orb floated before them, glowing with a pulsing blue light. It radiated energy that made their suits flicker momentarily. Lena approached cautiously, feeling a mixture of fear and awe. "It's beautiful," Theo whispered. "And intelligent, somehow. I can feel it responding to us." Hana's sensors beeped urgently. "Energy levels are fluctuating. It's alive in a sense. Or at least reactive. We should study it carefully, not touch it recklessly." Riaz stepped forward, observing the orb. "It's testing us. The ship is aware of our presence, and it's assessing our behavior. Keep calm. Proceed logically." Lena raised the camera, ensuring it captured the scene. The footage would later show not only the alien technology, but also humanity's courage and resourcefulness. The divers were not just explorers, they were the embodiment of human curiosity, intelligence, and resilience. Suddenly, a low rumble shook the chamber. The lattice of energy beams shifted violently, forcing the divers to leap and hold onto floating structures to avoid being struck. Sparks flew from damaged panels, and the orb's glow intensified. It was a clear warning. "Back, back!" Riaz shouted. "We need to retreat, regroup, and analyze before moving further." They retraced their steps, but the corridors seemed to shift again, making familiar paths unfamiliar. Panic threatened to rise, but each diver relied on training and instinct. Theo mapped the corridors in real time, marking safe paths while avoiding unstable sections. Lena monitored the camera feed, recording every moment, knowing that this evidence would be vital. Eventually, they reached a room that offered temporary safety. The walls were solid, and the energy readings stabilized slightly. The divers paused, catching their breath, and checked each other's suits. Minor scrapes and jolts were noted, but nothing critical. Humanity had survived another test. "Every step we take teaches us more," Lena said quietly. "This ship, it wants to challenge us, but it also gives us information if we're smart enough to take it." Elias nodded. "And we are smart, we adapt. That's what makes us human. No other species could handle this like we can." Theo examined a console embedded in the wall. It flickered with symbols that changed when touched. "I think this is a record," he said. "Not of the ship, but of whoever built it. Their history, maybe. Their knowledge." Hana leaned closer. "We should try to preserve it. Document everything, but don't overreach. The ship reacts to our actions." They spent hours studying the room, deciphering fragments of alien knowledge, while remaining cautious. The divers' determination and intelligence allowed them to glean incredible insights. Each discovery was a testament to human ingenuity, the ability to face the unknown, learn quickly, and solve problems under pressure. Finally, as they prepared to move on, a sudden surge of energy swept through the chamber. Lights flickered violently, and a section of the floor cracked. Riaz shouted a warning, and the team scrambled to higher ground. Sparks flew, and a loud hum filled the space, shaking the very walls. "It's testing us again," Lena said, gripping the railing of a floating platform. "Stay calm. We get through this together." The orb pulsed brighter, then suddenly, with a silent force, the chamber stabilized. The threat had passed. At least, temporarily. The divers exchanged looks, fear mixed with exhilaration. Humanity had survived again, not through brute force, but through intelligence, teamwork, and adaptability. "Every step is a lesson," Riaz said. "This ship is teaching us, and we're learning faster than it expects." Lena adjusted the camera, ensuring it captured the divers' movements, expressions, and reactions. Humanity's story was being recorded, not just for survival, but for inspiration. Even in the face of the unknown, they showed courage, creativity, and unity. As they moved deeper into the alien labyrinth, the sense of being observed never left them. The ship's systems shifted, corridors bent, and strange phenomena continued. But the divers pressed on. Humans were explorers by nature, resilient in ways no other species could match. The alien vessel, with all its complexity and mystery, could test them, but it could not break them. And as they advanced, every step taken, every challenge overcome, and every mystery encountered reinforced a single truth. Humans belonged in the universe. They were capable, clever, and unyielding. Even in the heart of an alien labyrinth, facing phenomena beyond comprehension, humanity thrived. The corridors of the alien ship grew warmer as the team continued forward, as if the vessel itself sensed that the divers were now close to something important. The lights along the walls shifted in color, moving from pale blue to a deep gold that pulsed slowly, almost like a heartbeat. Lena kept her camera raised, recording every detail. She knew that whatever lay ahead could be the greatest discovery humanity had ever made, or the last thing they would see. Captain Riaz walked at the front with steady steps, his voice calm each time he spoke. "Stay close. The readings are changing fast. The ship is guiding us to something, and we need to be ready for anything." Theo, though tired, walked with bright eyes filled with curiosity. He had been studying the alien symbols glowing across the walls. "These patterns," he said softly. "They're repeating more often now. It's like the ship is preparing a message." Hana frowned. "Messages don't come with shifting floors, collapsing rooms, and energy traps." Theo grinned slightly. "Maybe that's just their style. Even in danger, humans found ways to lighten the weight of fear." That was something no alien ship could understand. Elias adjusted a panel on his suit. "Whatever this place is, the air pressure is stable, the temperature is controlled, and the ship hasn't tried to harm us directly. Everything feels intentional. And that intention worries me," Hana added. "Nothing here is random." They continued down a long corridor where the walls curved inward, forming an archway that felt ceremonial. Beneath their feet, the floor shifted from metal to a smooth glass-like surface that emitted a faint glow under their boots. The deeper they went, the more the structure felt like a temple rather than a machine. Finally, the corridor ended, opening into a massive chamber unlike anything they had encountered. A dome-shaped room stretched above them, so tall the ceiling vanished into darkness. In the center floated a colossal sphere of light. It pulsed with shifting colors, sending gentle waves of energy outward that made their suits vibrate softly. Theo's mouth fell open. This must be the heart of the ship." Lena stepped forward, recording everything. "It's beautiful," she whispered. "Alive. Intelligent." The sphere responded to her voice. The colors shifted to a bright gold, and a soft hum filled the chamber. The floating platforms around it rotated slowly, as if welcoming them, Riaz raised a hand. Stay calm. The ship is reacting, but not aggressively. Be respectful. Humanity had never seen anything like this. Not even the most advanced human or alien technology compared to the glowing entity before them. It was old, older than any civilization known, yet still vibrant, still functional, still thinking. As they approached, the sphere emitted a beam of light that projected images into the air. Shapes appeared, figures, landscapes, structures, alien beings with different forms appeared in the projections, communicating through gestures and light. The divers watched in awe as scenes unfolded, showing an ancient civilization traveling across galaxies, studying planets, collecting knowledge, and building vessels like this one. It's a record, Theo said, barely breathing. A history. It's showing us who built this ship. Hana leaned forward, mesmerized. They were explorers. Like us. The projections shifted, showing the civilization facing a massive cosmic event, something catastrophic. The images flickered with chaos, stars exploding, solar systems collapsing, energy storms ripping through space. The ancient beings fought to survive, building ships to preserve their knowledge before their world was lost. That's why this ship is here, Elias said softly. It's a survivor, a messenger. Riaz nodded slowly. A vessel carrying memory and warnings. As they absorbed the vision, the sphere dimmed for a moment, then brightened again, sending out a wave of symbols that flashed across the chamber walls. The symbols rearranged themselves into patterns that the divers could almost interpret. Theo stepped closer, touching a floating platform. It's asking something. Be careful, Hana warned. It's not dangerous. It's communicating. Riaz watched closely. What does it want, Theo? Theo analyzed the shifting patterns, trying to understand. It's evaluating us, judging our reactions, seeing if we are ready to learn more. Number 10. Then let's show it who humans are, Lena said gently. We're explorers too. We're not afraid to understand. The sphere responded with a warm pulse. More images appeared. This time, they were not just visions but instructions, designs for technology, information about energy forms, maps of star systems, and knowledge lost for millions of years. The divers felt overwhelmed. It was too much for any one person to absorb, but humans were adaptable. They recorded everything they could, knowing this would change humanity forever. Suddenly, the sphere trembled. The light flickered violently, and the projections collapsed. The chamber shook, and the floor beneath them vibrated. Hana's sensors blared. The energy levels are spiking. Something is wrong. Theo backed away. It's unstable, maybe our interaction triggered something. Riaz shouted. Get back! Move away from the core. But before they could retreat, a shockwave rippled through the chamber. The lights went dark, and then the sphere flared with blinding brightness. The divers shielded their eyes, struggling to stay upright as the entire ship groaned around them. Lena's voice shook. Is it dying? Elias checked his readings. The ship's systems are collapsing. Maybe the core was damaged, or maybe the ship used the last of its energy, showing us the records. Riaz steadied himself. We need to leave now. The sphere sent out one final pulse, gentle and warm, almost like a farewell. The wave passed through their suits, leaving behind a faint glow on their visors. The walls around them began to shift, opening new pathways that led outward. It's guiding us, Lena said. Even in its final moments, it wants us to survive. Humans had earned its trust. They followed the newly formed corridor. The lights flickered weakly, and pieces of the ceiling crumbled behind them. The ship was entering a shutdown sequence, and the divers moved as fast as they could while still recording everything. Their journey became a race against time. Rooms that once glowed with alien energy were now dark husks. Platforms collapsed. Gravity flickered, making them float for moments before slamming them back down. The divers relied entirely on teamwork, catching, guiding, and supporting each other through the shifting environment. Theo nearly slipped when a floor panel tilted unexpectedly, but Lena grabbed his arm. I've got you, he breathed hard. Thanks. I don't think the ship is doing that on purpose now. It's dying, Elias said sadly. It used everything to communicate with us, but it trusted humans enough to give everything it had. Riaz guided them through a collapsing junction. And we won't waste that gift. Every second we survive, every piece of data we carry, that's humanity's future. The camera attached to Lena's suit continued recording, capturing footage of the ship's final moments. The last flickers of alien light, the towering structures collapsing, and the courage of the humans who kept moving forward. After what felt like hours, they reached the outer corridors of the ship. The original entry point was gone. The ship had reshaped itself too many times. New pathways opened, but each one seemed weaker than the last. We're close, Hana said. Just a bit more. As they approached the final chamber before the exit, the floor trembled violently. The ceiling cracked above them, and a massive structure fell. Riaz pushed Theo out of the way, and the debris crashed between them, cutting off the path. Riaz! Lena shouted. He was on the other side, separated by debris and fire-like energy tearing through the floor. Go, Riaz ordered. The ship won't hold. Follow the path it gave you. Theo shook his head. No, we can get him. Riaz's voice was firm. You carry the knowledge. That's what matters. Humanity needs it. The sphere's last pulse still glowed faintly across their visors, reminding them that they had a responsibility one greater than any individual. Lena's voice broke softly. We'll make sure humanity knows everything. Riaz smiled through the visor. That's why humans survive. Now go. The team moved on, hearts heavy but determined. They followed the final corridor as the ship collapsed behind them. Theo carried fragments of alien data. Hana held captured recordings. Elias kept scanning the safest paths. Lena kept the camera steady, recording everything, their final moments inside the greatest discovery in human history. They reached the exit, a small, circular opening that pulsed weakly with fading energy. One by one, they stepped through. Just as Lena crossed the threshold, a violent shockwave threw her forward. The others were ahead, but she was flung farther. The blast knocked the camera off her suit. It tumbled away from her, spinning into the void as the ship crumbled entirely behind her. Lights flared. An explosion echoed without sound in the vacuum of space, and then everything went dark. The only thing that survived was the camera. It floated silently toward the space station, carrying within it the final story of the divers, the alien ship, and the moment humanity touched something ancient and extraordinary. The camera floated slowly through the void of space, drifting toward the orbiting station like a lone witness to the extraordinary events that had transpired. Inside the ship, silence reigned where chaos had once erupted, and the alien vessel continued its slow rotation, untouched by human hands, yet marked by their presence. Humanity had ventured deep into the heart of the unknown, and though the cost had been high, the story of their courage had survived. Back on the station, the crew anxiously monitored the approaching camera. No human had returned from the mission. All that remained were the data streams and the small, rugged device that had endured where lives had not. Scientists, engineers, and mission directors gathered in the observation room, eyes fixed on the monitor as the camera entered the docking bay, its lenses capturing its own slow, purposeful journey. Dr. Lena Torres's voice, calm yet tinged with emotion, played faintly through the recorded feed. If anyone sees this, know that humanity did not falter. We explored, we endured, and we learned. We faced the unknown and carried our spirit with us. The words resonated through the room, more powerful than any live transmission could have been. They spoke of human resilience, determination, and the unyielding desire to understand. Captain Riaz Malik's absence was felt keenly. His decisive actions had guided the team through the alien labyrinth, his calm judgment ensuring that each member survived long enough to record their story. Dr. Elias Quinn had provided critical medical support under impossible conditions, stabilizing minor injuries and maintaining the team's physical endurance. Engineer Hana Cho had unlocked some of the ship's complex systems, revealing glimpses of alien technology and history. And Theo Patel, youngest of the team, had captured the spirit of wonder and curiosity that had driven the mission forward. Every individual had contributed, every human trait amplified in the pressure of the unknown. The camera's feed showed the alien ship from inside, corridors and chambers empty yet still resonating with the traces of the diver's passage. Their shadows lingered in the reflections of metallic walls, a ghostly reminder of bravery in a place that had tested them beyond any human limit. The footage revealed moments of ingenuity. Theo mapping shifting passages in real time, Lena securing data from alien consoles, Hana bypassing energy pulses with quick thinking, and Riaz guiding them through corridors that bent reality itself. As the scientists analyzed the footage, they began to piece together the story. The alien vessel had not been hostile in intent, but its systems were designed to challenge and test intruders. It had adjusted its corridors, energy flows, and defenses in response to the divers' movements. The mission, though tragic in loss of life, proved humanity's capacity to adapt and survive under conditions that no other species might endure. Lena's team had reached the heart of the ship, the camera showed, where a massive, glowing artifact hovered in a vast chamber. The artifact pulsed with energy, and from its glow, projections of alien civilizations unfolded. Records of history, knowledge, and exploration were encoded in light, revealing the achievements of a species that had long since vanished or moved beyond comprehension. Humanity had not only survived but had accessed a treasure trove of intelligence and culture, preserved by an alien civilization that had understood the value of knowledge. The camera's lens lingered on a moment of human heroism. Theo, struggling to stabilize a panel of alien controls that threatened to overload, had been caught by Riaz just as he lost balance. Hana had guided them through a field of unstable energy beams, her quick calculations preventing catastrophe. Lena had recorded the artifact's data, even as the chamber trembled around them. The footage captured not only action but the essence of humanity itself: courage, intelligence, teamwork, and the relentless pursuit of understanding. The station crew watched in awe as the camera drifted past the final chamber, now empty, yet still alive with alien energy. The room, once filled with human presence and ingenuity, remained intact, a testament to both the alien design and the humans who had navigated it. Scientists began downloading the artifact's data, careful to preserve the integrity of what had been recorded. Each byte contained not just alien knowledge, but the record of humanity's passage, the decisions, the discoveries, and the moments of daring that had defined the mission. Dr. Torres spoke again, her voice calm, firm, and filled with pride. "We may have lost the team, but humanity's spirit remains. We survive not just to endure, but to learn, to grow, and to carry forward what others cannot. This camera is our witness. Through it, the world will see the courage and brilliance of those who dared to enter the unknown." Engineers marveled at the alien technology, translating energy flows into readable formats. They discovered innovations in energy manipulation, structural design, and information storage far beyond human capabilities. Yet even as they studied the alien systems, the footage reminded them that the human factor, the ability to adapt, to improvise, to cooperate, had been the defining element in navigating these challenges. Technology alone would not have succeeded. It had been the combination of mind, courage, and teamwork that had made the difference. The camera recorded the last moments of the mission. The divers moving together through a corridor that bent and shifted around them, the lights reflecting off their suits, and the occasional flash of human laughter or exclamation in the midst of tension. Even in the face of danger, their humanity shone through. The camera had captured it all. The triumphs, the struggles, the small gestures that defined their character. As the feed ended, the camera drifted into the docking bay, its journey complete. Humans had entered the alien vessel, survived unimaginable challenges, and left behind evidence that would inspire generations. The world would know that humanity was not fragile, but resilient. Not passive, but proactive. Not fearful, but courageous. The data retrieved from the alien artifact offered new frontiers of knowledge. Techniques to manipulate energy fields, methods of long-term data storage beyond anything Earth had ever achieved, and records of civilizations that had faced similar challenges. Scholars pored over every detail. Scientists replicated experiments, and engineers adapted alien designs into human technology. The losses were mourned, but the achievements were celebrated. Humanity had faced the unknown and emerged not defeated, but enlightened. The camera, now securely stored, became a symbol of human exploration. It was more than a recording device. It was proof of what humans could achieve when faced with the vast, uncharted universe. Stories of Lena, Riaz, Hannah, Elias, and Theo spread throughout the world, inspiring young explorers, scientists, and dreamers. They were remembered not for the tragedy of their loss, but for the brilliance of their courage and the depth of their curiosity. In the quiet of the observation deck, Dr. Torres watched the footage once more, reflecting on the journey. Humans had always sought the stars, always yearned to explore, and always strived to understand the unknown. This mission, though costly, was a perfect example of that indomitable spirit. They had entered the alien ship, faced trials beyond imagination, and left humanity's mark on a civilization older than any human memory. The lesson was clear. Even in the vast, silent void of space, humans had the power to adapt, to survive, and to leave a legacy. No technology, no alien system, no unknown phenomenon could diminish the essence of humanity. The camera had returned not just with data, but with proof that humans could face the unimaginable and thrive. And as the station continued its orbit above the distant planet, the world below looked to the stars with renewed hope. Humanity had ventured into the unknown, and though only a camera had returned, it carried a story of courage, ingenuity, and perseverance that would echo through generations. The diver's legacy would endure, a testament to the fact that humans were explorers at heart, capable of confronting the mysteries of the universe with intelligence, bravery, and unity. The camera's final frames showed the empty corridors of the alien ship, bathed in soft light, pulsing faintly with energy that was neither hostile nor benign. It was a silent observer, recording the traces of humanity's passage, and in that silent observation, there was a message. The universe is vast, unknown, and challenging, but humans are capable of greatness. The diver's courage, recorded in the simple, unyielding lens of a camera, would ensure that humanity's story continued, inspiring countless others to look upward and wonder, to explore, and to endure. As the feed ended, the station fell into a quiet reverence. Humanity had faced the ultimate test, and though the cost was high, the reward was priceless. The knowledge gained, the courage displayed, and the story preserved ensured that humans were not just survivors of the universe, they were its thinkers, explorers, and heroes. The camera floated in its secured container, a humble object that carried the weight of human spirit across the cosmos. And so, even in the absence of the divers themselves, their legacy endured. Humanity had ventured into the unknown, faced challenges beyond imagination, and returned with knowledge, courage, and inspiration. The story of the alien ship, of the explorers who entered it, and of the camera that survived became a symbol of everything that made humans extraordinary. In the vastness of space, where stars burned silently and galaxies rotated in eternal motion, one small camera had returned with proof that humans were capable of greatness. The world would remember, humanity would carry forward, and the universe, vast and mysterious, would continue to challenge those bold enough to reach for its secrets. For in every shadowed corridor, every pulsing energy field, and every unknown doorway, humans had proven one undeniable truth. When faced with the unknown, they do not flee, they explore, they endure, and they triumph.